because we've got a truffle farmer in here, I'm going to do a recipe that is introducing truffle into a dish when you can't splurge on buying whole truffle or you're out of season.
It's not easy to find truffles, first of all. They do have a season. So the winter black truffle, their season goes from June through to September. So you've got 3 months a year to get the fresh truffle. But there's a bunch of ways that you can actually incorporate truffle into your dishes. Truffle salt's a fantastic one. We've got that here today. And yeah, it's a low cost way as well to get it into your food. So
yeah, when you consider, I think a little jar of truffle salt, how much would you guys sell a jar of truffle salt for on your website?
So $25.
And it goes, it just keeps going and going and going.
It's a beautiful aroma, so. And it's a perfect thing to actually preserve that fresh truffle and keep that flavour present. And even just freeze-dried truffle. We get it freeze-dried down the road from our farm. Yeah. Freeze-dried from fresh. And that can keep for years.
And you just sprinkle that, like does it end up being like a powder?
The principles are the same with the freeze-dried as the fresh truffle. You don't want it is a powder. You don't want to cook it too much. The minute you cook truffles too much, you'll actually cook the flavour out of them, as you would know.
Yeah, they're a finishing thing, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're going to use, I'm trying to get as much umami flavour into this dish as possible. So naturally occurring MSG, or umami, as some people refer to it, lives in carrots, lives in lentils, lives in cheese, lives in tomatoes, lives in olives. This is a naturally occurring umami dish.
So by umami, you're sort of saying getting this dish as meaty as you possibly can without actually using meat.
Yeah, that savoury flavour that we love in meat. And then I think, like I said, truffle, you think of truffle and parmesan, truffle and steak, those sort of flavours. I think truffle and mushroom. Those flavours go really well together.
Absolutely.
So basically I've just taken, these are your carrots that you brought in from home.
Yep.
So we've got some of your cool carrots. All right, so you're going to run the pot. Yep. You're going to cook, I'm going to cut.
Sounds good.
So a little bit of olive oil.
Beautiful.
And then into that, we're just going to saute our carrots.
Cool.
Which I've sliced because I actually want that textural difference.
Right.
We're going to saute them and our onions.
Lovely.
And then once they've started to soften, we've started to sort of break them down a little bit. I don't want to break them down completely. I still want the texture of that carrot.
Yep.
Then I'm going to pop in there the rest of it. So some garlic, olives, our lentils. Basically everything else is going to go in after that.
Okay.
And I want to cook my lentil pasta
yep.
in that stock and that sauce. That's getting pretty close, mate. I just want to make sure my sauce has got, my stock has got, which it has, got all the flavours that I want. It's nice and acidic. So,
beautiful.
I want some fresh parsley right at the end.
Yep. Mate, I'm a bit disappointed. I can't actually eat this at the moment. I'm on an elimination.
Sick, aren't you?
I'm on an elimination diet. I'm not sick. I'm just
sick.
I'm looking for a food intolerance, and I'm not allowed to have sort of acidic foods like this. And this smells, the intensity of this is amazing.
It is good, considering there's no meat in there.
Far out.
It's pretty amazing that you get all those umami flavours.
Yeah.
It does, it smells like a bone broth or a meat broth of some kind. So fresh parsley right at the end, so we don't destroy it. And then, like you said, like truffle is a bit of a finishing. It doesn't matter so much when it's in salt, but a little bit more of our truffle salt in there. I don't want to over-season this because my seasoning is going to come from my parmesan.
Yeah, sure.
That's reduced down to sort of the consistency that I want. So if you want to turn that heat off, mate.
Yeah, okay. Where are we here? This one.
So you can see the consistency of that has changed. It's almost sort of braisy, stewy now than a soup.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got that sort of lentil braise that we want.
Yep.
So we'll put, that's what you want. You don't want it to be wet.
Yeah.
You want it to be nice and...
Beautiful. I don't cook a lot with lentils. I'm doing a bit more now, and you know, I've always had this sort of thought that lentils can be a little bit bland, but The amount of flavour you've got in this dish, it'll be just perfect to go with it.
I love lentils. Lentils are great because they soak up flavour and they give great texture. I'm a huge fan of a lentil.
Yeah.
We had lentils in the restaurant. You tried those ones?
I did, they were delicious. Well, that's what changed it for me. Lentils were just a no-go, and then I had less lentils in your restaurant. What did you do with those?
So they were just braised in shallot, garlic and stock.
Beautiful.
And they were fantastic. And then
Yeah.
we smoked them at the end, but you don't really have to do that. A little bit of Parmesan, and that'll just melt in, and that's our seasoning.
Nice.
We didn't add a huge amount of salt.
Guys, this looks unbelievable. I wish I could eat it.
So you can't touch this, can you?
Can't touch it. It's so all these lentils. I mean, this is a really healthy dish as well. I mean,
Yeah.
lentils, minerals, protein, that huge kick. I'm living off them now, so it's.
You know a lot about them.
Yeah, I do. But that looks delicious.
One of the best things about this dish is that it's super healthy for you. Like, you think of all the vegetables that we put in, the lentils, all the good stuff that we put in there. That's a really healthy dish, but it's also a really tasty dish. So that is my sort of bowl of umami without the use of meat.
Yeah.
With some truffle when you can't afford or it's not in season to get real truffle.
Perfect.
It's not bad.
Well done.